Hello everyone, welcome to Dundas Dashboard How-To videos. This video will show you how you can use the Report Manager to display reports created from an OLAP data source on an analytical dashboard. The analytical dashboards have their own set of controls such as chart, grid, axis, tree, etc. that allows viewers to both view the data and modify what data is displayed. Each control can be added separately, or an analytical combo control can be used and be split into its component parts. The Report Manager control is responsible for managing the data displayed on the analytical dashboard. Each of the controls depend on a Report Manager to work. The analytical combo includes a Report Manager and combines the Report Manager with other controls together into a single control. The Report Manager itself is not visible when viewing a dashboard, but works with the other analytical controls associated with it in order to allow data from a virtual cube to be displayed or interacted with. So to use the Report Manager, create a new dashboard, and in its editing mode you can see that I have got two virtual cubes, one with two reports and the other with one report. So let's create a simple bar chart and drag and drop a report onto it. So as you can see, the bar chart gets updated with the data, and if you see below, there's a new control that gets created. This control is known as the Report Manager and is responsible for controlling the data that is going into the chart. So if you preview it, you can see that the chart updates with the data coming from the report. If you want to change the report that the Report Manager displays, then all you have to do is right click on it, go to the report section and select the second report that you want to display on the control. So as you can see, the data from the second report is getting displayed on the chart. Keep in mind that the Report Manager will only be able to toggle between reports from the same virtual cube. So if you want to display a report from another virtual cube, then you have to use another Report Manager. You can also set a default report from this section and just change it to report 1 if you want. You can also get the users to change the report on the fly using the report selector control. So if I just drag it onto the dashboard, and now when I preview it, you can see that I can see a drop-down list on my dashboard. I can simply click the drop-down list and select another report and display the data from it. So one Report Manager is used to display the data from one report at any time. If you want to display the data from two reports on the same dashboard, then you have to use another Report Manager with another control. So for example, I have a bar chart and I want to drop report 2 on the chart. Then it's going to first ask me which Report Manager I want to use. If I have just one Report Manager, then either I can use this or create a new Report Manager from here, which creates another Report Manager control. And now if I preview my dashboard, you can see that I'm able to display two reports on the same dashboard on two separate controls. The report selector, on the other hand, works only on one Report Manager at a time. If you want to change which Report Manager is controlled by the report selector, then all you have to do is change the data source on the report selector and change the Report Manager. The Report Manager also has certain properties that you can set it to. For example, you can control the width, height, and the position of the manager, and also you can create scripts to interact with the Report Manager using the interactions that you see under the interaction section. If you want to change the virtual cube itself that the Report Manager draws its data from, then right click on the Report Manager, go to the data information, and delete this virtual cube. Then from your second virtual cube, drag the report and drop it onto this report manager. And once you do that, the report changes and the data from the second virtual cube and the report from within that virtual cube gets displayed onto the dashboard. In this example, I have an analytical chart, an analytical tree, a slicer dimension, a measures dimension, a grouping dimension, and a categorical dimension axis. I have a report selector and a report manager. So what I've done is I have selected each of the objects in the toolbox and just dragged them. And as I have dragged the controls on the canvas, I have associated report 1 with this report manager and associated this report manager with each of the controls. So here I'm going to show you the full set of controls. And once you preview it, you can see that the data from the first report or the second report is getting displayed. Now if I change the report using the report selector, you can see that the axes themselves get updated and the measures and the dimensions as well as the tree from the second report gets displayed. Now the reason why you saw report 2 on preview is because the report manager's default report is set to report 2. Now if I change that to report 1, then on preview you would have seen report 1 by default. Keep in mind that if your virtual cube does not define any analytical report, then you cannot choose a report as we saw in these examples in this video. If you choose to drop a virtual cube onto an analytical control that does not define any report, then all you will see is a blank chart and no data will be displayed initially when you preview your dashboard. To show the data in this case, you will have to go to the tree and then drag and drop the measures and the dimensions from the tree onto the axis for the chart or the control to get updated. So you don't have to use the analytical report at all times, but it's always better from a querying and performance perspective to define a report first on your virtual cube and then use the report manager to display the reports onto your analytical controls. For more information on how to use the report manager, go to the support article shown on your screen. If you have any further questions, feel free to visit our support site at support.dundas.com or contact Dundas Support at the contact information shown on your screen. Thank you for watching.